when it comes to one-on-one relationships between two people, and when it comes to the possibility of one person causing emotions in another person, I think there are two very distinct ideas that people tend to either go toward one of them or the other, and there is less of balance here. And one idea is that I'm not responsible for your emotion, it's all you, totally a wall, that it's your emotions, you're responsible for it, and I can be here to talk about it, but it's not my responsibility, right? 100% your responsibility. And then there's another end of the spectrum that people tend to really accept too much responsibility for other people's feelings and really see themselves as a source of emotions and as a source that's causing the emotions for other people. I think both of these theories are very one-sided, and they're very extreme to one end, and there's a balance that we can come to. Let's look at the people that think they're responsible for everybody's emotions. I think this comes from it's just an idea. You can take it with a grain of salt, right? When in our childhood, when our parents really get mad at us, or they have emotions towards us, and they create the perception that I, as a child, am responsible for the way my mother is feeling right now. If she's mad at me, if I broke this dish and she's mad at me right now, I'm responsible for the way she's feeling, then I really want to make her, I caused this feeling in her, so I want to make her feel better, right? So I become the person that constantly wants to make other people feel better, and I'm responsible for everybody's emotions, because in my early developmental environment, which was very limited, emotions that were caused in other people, I perceived it as me being the cause of it. So as I grow up, it's really hard for me to see other people being mad at me, to see other people going through different emotions that I think I caused all of it. So I want to accept responsibility. I want to be the one who's responsible for how everybody else is feeling. And I do go out of my way so much to make them feel better. And that's when I have a tendency to compromise my personal boundaries. I would be the person who can't even go to sleep at night if I know somebody is mad at me. The other end of the spectrum is when I, as a child, feel the pressure that I'm responsible for how my mom or dad feels, or my siblings, and in order to be connected, to stay connected with my parents, to stay connected with my mother, I have to take care of their feelings, and therefore I have to let go of my own needs, and I'm responsible for other people's feelings. Then I feel a lot of pressure, and if that pressure builds up and I can't take it anymore, then I become pushed away. I feel like I'm not connected to my parents anymore. Because I can't bear the pressure of carrying their emotions and being responsible for how they feel all the time, then I become isolated, and that's a lot of pressure for a child. So that person grows up to think that we're all separated, we're all isolated. I'm not responsible for your feelings, you're not responsible for mine, and you're on your own, I'm on my own, and there is a instinct separation between human beings. I think both of these polarized views come from trauma and from experiences in the childhood that were not fair to the child. And I'm saying this not to blame the parents, I'm saying this for us as parents to be careful to not do it to our children. No child should feel that they're responsible for how we feel as parents. They're supposed to feel that their needs are met at all times. They're not there to meet our emotional needs, but we're there to meet their needs in all sort and form. So in order to argue with this side of spectrum that people are instinct and there's no cross-emotional and I'm responsible for my emotions and you're responsible for your emotions, in order to argue with that view, I can go with my car and drive and run over you, or run over your child, and say I'm not responsible for your emotions. I caused it, but I'm not responsible for it. It's not human, right? So I think there is a level of human interconnectedness, and when we have any sort of relationship with somebody, especially an intimate relationship, we really accept and adopt a part of them as a part of ourselves. So to say that I am by no means responsible for how you feel is really cutting that connection and putting a gap between two people. It certainly takes away from the feeling of compassion that's supposed to exist between two people. On the other side of the spectrum, for people that they think they're responsible for everybody, that they need to do anything for other people to feel good, there are really times that by no means we can make the other person feel better. No matter what we do, no matter how good we're to them, no matter how much we try, no matter how much we talk to them, no matter how much we do for them, we can never make them feel better. So putting yourself in a position to really try to make other people feel better is just not fair to anybody. And like I said, the most important part of it is when we really lose our sense of self while we're trying to accommodate other people and we compromise our boundaries, and that cannot exist in a healthy relationship by any means. So if we want to come to a balanced view here, not to go to the far right or far left, and really develop a balanced perception about taking responsibility for other people's emotion, I think compassion is a very vital and important part of this equation. We are to an extent responsible for other people's emotions. We affect each other, we interact with each other, we really have a part of each other inside of us. So we're connected in a way, and if we look at that in a compassionate point of view, then we really are responsible for some part of the pain that has been caused in other people. And it's not to blame, it's not to guilt, it's not to have shame, it's just to understand that we really need to develop that level of compassion, that if the other person is in pain and if they are going through certain level of emotions and we can help them to feel better, we're there to do that. That's the point of having interpersonal relationship, that we're there to help each other to feel better.